Hi, Carrie here. So sometimes I have people say to me, you must have it all together at home because you coach and counsel all of these children and families and parents. And then after I stop laughing, I say, nope, not even close. Then proceed to tell them a major mom fail story that probably happened within the past 24 hours. One of my favorite go to stories happened one morning back when we were still homeschooling. And my son, who was probably about 5 at the time, came upstairs to tell me we didn't have any milk for cereal. So I thought about it for a second and said, oh, I have a really big treat for you. There's vanilla coffee creamer in the fridge door. Use that. It'll be awesome. And I was still feeling really good about myself and my quick solution until 2 days later, he came back upstairs to tell me that we didn't have any coffee creamer left either. But this is exactly why I'm so passionate about the work I do. I need this stuff as much as anyone I work with. I see the value that comes when implementing the strategies and techniques I recommend. And probably more importantly, I see how things can get off track in a hot minute when I'm not. Next thing I know, I'm suggesting coffee creamer to my 5-year-old son as an appropriate milk substitute. So, I'm sharing all of this because, full disclosure, this topic today hits home with me. It's about a mindset shift I personally went through about praising children. Now, if you know me, you know I love working with kids. I love watching them grow and develop. I love watching them navigate life and work through hard things. All of it. I am one of their biggest cheerleaders. I'm also an optimist, so I'm so thankful for my half glass full of water. I believe working through difficult things is an opportunity and not a hindrance, and I always believe there's a solution. Always. So, if you put this all together, you get the perfect storm of me showering tons of praise on children. My own kids, the kids I work with, and pretty much every other kid I come across. Awesome and amazing are unapologetically two of my favorite words when working with kids. But research shows praise, when done incorrectly, can actually negatively impact a child's self esteem. Yikes, right? So I started a mindset shift journey from praising kiddos to encouraging them. And I want to share with you why I think our kiddos are way better off when we are focused on encouraging instead of praising. First of all, praise tends to be focused on outcomes. You aced that test, or that home run was amazing, or your pirouette was perfect. When praise is focused on outcomes, kids start to equate their value with outcomes. When they succeed, their value is high. But conversely, when they fail, their value is low. Unconsciously, this can make kids afraid to fail. As a result, they shy away from doing hard tasks. Makes sense, right? If in their minds their value is contingent on succeeding, of course they'd navigate towards easier, sure to exceed activities. But this isn't what we want to teach our kids, right? We want them to work hard, to persevere, to be resilient. So instead, encourage by focusing on effort. Saying things like, you really studied hard for that test, or you've been practicing so hard on your swing, or I love how you didn't give up. Shows your kid that you value the effort over the outcome. And when you value effort, they'll value effort and will be willing to try more difficult and challenging things. Also, comparison tends to creep into praise. Great job, you were the best in your class, or you did awesome, you had the most hits in the game. When you give praise through comparison, your child's value is now contingent on someone else's performance, of which your child has no control. So, how disempowering is that? Also, it shifts your child's relationship from friends to competitors. This can make it difficult for your child to maintain healthy relationships, which can be really hard, especially since children are just learning how to navigate relationships in the first place. And think about it this way. When you use comparison in your praise, you can't do it without putting someone else down to boost your child up. This is not a good example for your child either. So instead, encourage your child by focusing on their own personal growth and development. Encourage them by identifying the ways they've improved and the personal progress they've made. And encourage them in their efforts towards their goals. Also, praise tends to be overinflated, overused, and vague. Overinflated praise like, you're the smartest 3-year-old, or you're the best artist, or you are the fastest runner, can actually backfire on a child's self esteem. Even though your heart may be in the right place, this kind of praise creates pressure for kids to maintain this unrealistic standard of being the smartest or the fastest or the fill in the blankest in order to maintain your approval. It's so easy to throw out a, you're awesome, or that was amazing. Trust me, I know, I'm so guilty of it. But if we praise everything, it loses its value. And if we praise easy tasks, then kids start to think our standards for them are really low. Great job putting your fork away in the dishwasher. Really? Wow, mom must not have super high expectations for me if she's giving me credit for that. And did you know kids can actually get addicted to praise? Yep. When you receive positive feedback in the form of a compliment or a praise, the highly addictive feel-good chemical dopamine is released in your body, which is great because you feel good. But too much of it, and it starts to be the motivator of your actions and behaviors, which is not great. Remember how we talked about kids navigating towards easier, sure to succeed activities? This is that. And when praise is vague, kids can get confused because they may not know exactly what they did that was so awesome or so amazing. So it doesn't really motivate future behavior. But when we're focused on encouraging our kiddos, we can be more selective in what we are encouraging and more specific about how we are encouraging and more accurate in the way we are encouraging. Another issue with praise is that it can lead to entitlement. For better or worse, kids will start to believe and internalize what they're told. If they're constantly getting messages that they're the best, the smartest, the fastest, whether it's based in reality or not, they'll start to believe this and then expect this same kind of validation from everyone they encounter. This obviously isn't realistic, and it's setting your child up for disappointment and frustration in the future. It's also super demotivating because kids start to believe they've already reached their destination. If they believe that they're the best or the biggest or the fastest or the smartest, where else is there to go? When we encourage our children, we're focused on the journey, not the destination. It's highlighting the progress that's been made and encouraging continued growth. And it recognizes there's always opportunity for growth, and it encourages the pursuit of that growth. So the bottom line is, we of course want to nurture and develop our children's self-esteem. We want them to grow up feeling secure, confident, and resilient. How do we do that? It's all right to throw a few "that was awesome" or "great jobs" into the mix. I mean, there's zero chance I'd be able to eliminate that from my go-to responses. But it can't stop there. We have to shift our mindset from praising them to encouraging them. This is where the true value is. And what's the best way to encourage them? Focus on the effort, not the outcomes. Keep it personal. Don't put someone else down just to raise your child up. Keep it specific, focused, and intentional. Remind them that the joy of life is the journey, not the little destinations along the way. But you know what I really believe is the best way to encourage your child? Spend time with them, intentional time. Show genuine interest in them and what they're doing. Ask questions. Explore their process. Understand how they overcome obstacles. Find out what their goals are. Feeling important and valued along the journey of life? Yep, it doesn't get any better than that. You got this. Want more of this? Let's stay connected. You can subscribe here. Also, make sure to scan the QR code to get weekly-ish visits from me in your email with tools and resources to help you get your kiddos and your family out of survival mode and on their way to thriving. I promise I will only send things I believe will be ultra valuable to you. So I'm so thrilled we got connected, and I can't wait to see you again. Welcome to the Well-Equipped family.